Hi, Tracy from Nature's Heart. Today we're enjoying a snow day. I had originally planned to step outside for a live video and it's snowing really heavily and it's cold. So here we are inside in my studio. So the bright light is not from the sun, it's the reflection from the snow. And I'm actually really loving it because I've spent the last 2 days in my studio creating, and the bright light is just really, really helpful for painting. So today I want to talk about creativity, so it's appropriate that we're in the studio, and not so much how to be creative. I don't think that's something that I can do because it manifests so differently for everyone, but more I want to talk about why creativity is important and how it manifests, and maybe invite you to consider how creativity plays out for you and how you are able to incorporate it into your life. So creativity is something that is often quashed when we're young. Very often, and I've spoken to a number of adult artists who say that they were told when they were young that, oh, you can't draw or you can't paint. And I think that's heartbreaking, that children are often told they can't sing or can't paint or can't draw. And then we take on this belief, we choose to believe it, and it shifts us for our whole life, and we carry around this belief that we can't do these things. I came to art later in life. I discovered art after a critical illness. Oh, hi Kim, thanks for watching. I discovered art after a critical illness, and it was definitely part of my own healing. And that's why I am so passionate about sharing creativity, and specifically for me, the form of art journaling, which is I use mixed media art. Working with acrylic paints and inks and stamps, and it's a way to access some of our soul and heart whispers that in our busy lives we don't often give the space to. So when I'm talking about creativity, for me it comes out in art, but for some people it's music or writing, cooking, baking, gardening, fiber crafts, jewelry. There are a multitude of ways that creativity comes out in each person. And even in business, I often hear people say, oh, I'm not creative at all, and yet they are incredible problem solvers. And problem solving really is a creative skill. It's something that we have to think outside the box. We've all heard that term, and that really is a creative skill. So if you're a person who has taken on the belief that you're not creative, I would like you to challenge that. I would like you to consider how creative you really are, and what would it be like if you believed that you were creative? What would it be like if you could? What if you thought that, oh, I can paint, I can sing, I can draw? What would that change for you? So that's my first invitation to you. Creativity really is something that needs space, and this is kind of universal in people I've spoken to. It's not something that can be pushed. It's not something that we can rush into. We all have heard of writer's block, and artists experience that as well, where we look at a blank canvas and, oh, I don't know where to start. And that's a real thing. But it doesn't have to be something that is pushed. So what if we could step back and give ourselves that breathing space? What if we could just embrace whatever comes through for us in whatever form it is? Sometimes for writers, the words don't come, but if they play with some paint in an art journal, they find that it encourages their words to flow. So there are all different ways that we can embrace our creativity, and what it requires is just a little bit of space and a little bit of breathing room. So for those of us who are local, we have a heavy snowfall coming this weekend, so we have some forced inside time. I guess it doesn't have to be outside. You can be creative outside too. But we do have perhaps some slower pace. We can't be rushing around outside when we're driving in the snow. Things are going to take a little bit longer for us. So my invitation is to use some of this quiet time to slow down and take a step back and to consider, how can I be creative? What is trying to come out for me? What would like to flow from my heart? What are my heart whispers that are maybe not coming through right now? And how can I listen to them, and how can I express them? So I hope that those of you who are local, I hope that you enjoy the snow and stay safe, and I invite you to consider creativity. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.